Good morning. I trust that your week is going well. I am still trying to catch up from some responsibilities last week, but I hope to be caught up by this evening. I have really appreciated reading your uh, papers about developing a doctrine of helping without hurting people that is based upon Scripture rather than the external pressures of our culture and the things that make us feel good. As we are in this second week, I just want to remind you we have chapter 7 of Tim Keller's Generous Justice book. It's a great chapter, great book. I recommend it to you, but I know that you are overloaded with books from your various classes through the years. Our second reading is from Corbett and Fickert, chapters 4 and 5. This is an excellent book. I recommend reading the entire book, but for your workload, I can only give you 2 chapters. That's powerful reading in the whole book. And then the second reading is from the first 2 chapters of Robert Lupton's book, Toxic Charity, another excellent book. How do you say that? They're easy to read and comprehend, but they challenge you to think so deeply that it's hard to read. But it's good to think through what they're saying. I also want to tell you about a couple other books by Corbett and Fickert, Helping Without Hurting and Short-Term Missions. And then later in the class, we'll be talking about local church benevolence. And this book is another very excellent aspect by Corbett and Fickert. I also will be including from this new book from Robert Lupton. Well, it's not terribly new, but it's new to me as of just the past few weeks. He comes back and revisits the toxic charity subject in a way that is, again, challenging. Both he and Corbett and Fickert really are developing a discipleship model rather than a food line model. And so they have a lot for us to think about. Well, I need to keep moving ahead. Our assignment this week is a great assignment to think through the whole matter of helping without hurting and addressing some of the misconceptions of helping. I don't think it's in the reading that you have assigned, but I think it's in Lupton. But he says that the sewing industry, I can't think of the technical term, in one of the Central American countries dropped their production by 80% because people from United States were bringing suitcases of clothes. So if you bring me a free t-shirt or maybe 3 or 4 t-shirts, I don't need to buy anything from the local merchandisers. That's an unintended consequence I had not thought about. Likewise with shoes. I thought, man, this is really nice that we send shoes down to people so that they have something to wear. And it is. But it damages the shoe manufacturing in that country. Well, there's just a lot to think about in that whole matter of our connection to the community. How do we help them connect in a way that moves them onto the productive rather than the poverty level of existence? And then our discussion is likewise stimulating. How do you be sensitive genuinely to the emotional and spiritual and physical needs of people who come knocking on your door and say, I need $20 to buy food for my baby? How do you address such a matter? For those of you who are involved in pastoral ministry or pastoral staff ministry, you understand that pressure, and if you have not been there yet, you will learn it very quickly. I have found that when I come to a new ministry, there are certain people who come because I don't know anything about them. And then you go to a pastor's meeting and they call the person by name because they make their rounds. Well, lots to think about as we work together in helping our church meet the needs, physical, spiritual, material, of people in our community. God bless you.